Recently, I posted an update that included a video on LinkedIn where I expressed my viewpoints on COVID-19 disease surveillance and cybersecurity. This got picked up by one of LinkedIn's editors in conjunction with the news of the release of Australia's COVID-safe app. This generated a fair amount of attention, and I've been asked to address the shifting landscape when it comes to centralized versus decentralized models of contact tracing and how that affects my viewpoint and my team of physicians' viewpoints at the Abed Graham Group when it comes to cybersecurity. Let's quickly go over this in a very simplistic way. Using Bluetooth technology, these contact tracing applications effectively want to be able to inform someone when they've been exposed to someone who has been diagnosed as COVID-19 positive. The centralized model wants to do the matching process on a central server, whereas a decentralized model, or the Apple-Google approach, wants to do it on the actual devices themselves. These models essentially are dealing with the privacy ethics and privacy debate around contact tracing. Now, as far as I am concerned and my team is concerned, that does not affect our viewpoint when it comes to the tangible security element of harm that could be caused if these platforms are not deployed effectively. But I'll get to that. First, I just want to make a very important point from a clinical perspective. In order to get ahead of this pandemic and do so at a localized level, having an opt-in model is going to be potentially highly restrictive in being able to trace and track symptoms and effectively disease spread. And so you could have the virus and COVID-19 emerging again in second waves before they're actually being tracked within a population, because significant segments might not have opted in to using the applications. I'm going to leave that for the epidemiologists to debate, but I think that's an important thing to highlight, given we are a team of clinicians by background, as far as the clinical risk elements of how this debate is going. Now, let's get to the security element, and this is a really important point. Irrespective of whether you have a centralized or a decentralized approach, we have to remember that you cannot silo these applications and platforms. For them to be truly valuable, the rich data that they generate has to be shared with central government IT systems and with regional and local healthcare IT systems. It is the only way to do forecasting, statistical analysis, demand and capacity management, and conduct early clinical interventions in higher risk groups. This means that these platforms are going to be very attractive as a compromise vector to spread malware, for example, ransomware, that could have a significant impact on critical assets in a health system, because you could end up locking down key clinical systems that I've discussed before in other videos, making it difficult to look after patients throughout a health system effectively. And so I pause, because it is important that we debate the privacy ethics. It is important that privacy is high on the agenda. But we also have to make sure that the clinical risk elements that come with the deployment of such a system is done in an appropriate way, that it doesn't compromise patient safety, and that we are implementing the appropriate safeguards and have the right clinical incident response plans for when these systems do unfortunately get compromised. That's our viewpoint as clinicians at the Abed Graham Group, and that's our viewpoint as security professionals as well. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and to visit www.abedgraham.com for more details about the exciting work that we are doing.